Step into the quiet wilds of the wizarding world, where the echoes of forgotten creatures rustle through the forests and ripple across the Black Lake. This is a journey through the shadows of Hogwarts' past, a tale of magical beings lost to time, woven to cradle you gently into sleep. Let the stillness of these vanished fields draw you in, their whispers a soft lullaby from a world Harry Potter never knew. Whispers of the lost, the quiet of forgotten fields. The wizarding world of Britain stretches wide and wild beyond the stone walls of Hogwarts. Its landscapes a patchwork of enchanted forests, misty moors, and hidden glens where magic hums softly in the air. Long before Harry Potter walked the halls of the castle, before the Ministry of Magic set quills to parchment to classify the living wonders of this realm, there roamed creatures of such rarity and beauty that their names now linger only in the margins of ancient texts. These are the magical beings who went extinct, lost to time, their footsteps faded from the earth, their songs silenced by the winds that sweep the forbidden forest and the shores of the Black Lake. Imagine the quiet rustle of leaves in the forest's depths, the gentle lap of water against a distant shore, and let these forgotten fields draw you into a world where magic once wove a richer tapestry, now softened into whispers to cradle you into sleep. The grounds of Hogwarts itself hold echoes of these vanished creatures, their presence a memory etched into the castle's stones and the roots of its oldest trees. Hagrid's tales of dragons and unicorns, told by the firelight in his hut, hint at a time when the magical world brimmed with beings even more elusive, creatures whose extinction left gaps in the fabric of wizarding lore. These are not the beasts cataloged in * fantastic beasts, and where to find them *, their pages worn by students like Hermione Granger. These are the lost ones, known only to the oldest witches and wizards, their stories passed down in hushed tones by the likes of Dumbledore, or buried in the restricted section's dustiest scrolls. The quiet of these forgotten fields is a gentle invitation, a call to wander through a past where the air shimmered with wonders now gone, their absence a soft sigh that settles over you like a blanket. The Glimmerback Pixie, a light snuffed out. In the meadows that once stretched beyond Hogsmeade, where the sun dipped low to paint the grasses gold, there fluttered a creature so delicate it seemed woven from the light itself, the Glimmerback Pixie. Smaller than the Cornish pixies that Professor Lockhart once unleashed in a chaotic defense against the dark arts lesson, these tiny beings shimmered with iridescent wings, their backs glowing like miniature lanterns in the dusk. Their light wasn't the mischievous blue of their surviving kin, but a soft, warm amber, a beacon that guided lost travelers through the twilight. The Glimmerback pixies danced in clusters above wildflowers, their laughter a faint tinkling that blended with the breeze, a sound so gentle it could soothe even the restless minds of young Gryffindors sneaking out past curfew. The Glimmerbacks thrived in the days before the Statute of Secrecy, when wizards and muggles mingled more freely, their villages dotting the countryside. Old tales from the Hogwarts library speak of these pixies as companions to herbologists, their glow illuminating rare plants like moondew and whispering ferns, which bloomed only under the care of magic. But as Muggle settlements grew, their fires and plows crept closer. The pixies' meadows shrank, their delicate wings singed by smoke, and their habitats trampled underfoot. Wizards tried to save them. Records in the Ministry's Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures note spells cast to shield their glades. But the Glimmerbacks were too fragile, their magic tied to the wild places that vanished with each passing year. By the time Hogwarts was founded, their numbers had dwindled, their amber lights flickering out one by one. The last sighting, whispered in a faded parchment, penned by Helga Hufflepuff herself, describes a lone Glimmerback hovering over a patch of heather near the Black Lake, its glow dimming as the night deepened. The pixie's extinction left the meadows quieter, the dusk a little darker, its absence a soft void in the wizarding world. Imagine lying in that meadow now, the grass cool beneath you, the stars winking above where the glimmerbacks once danced, their gentle light a memory that fades into the stillness, carrying you toward dreams where amber glows softly in the distance. Vendin, the crested moon calf, shadows of the night. Deep in the rolling hills beyond the forbidden forest, where the moon casts silver threads across the earth, there once roamed the crested moon calf, a creature of quiet grace and lunar mystery, larger than the mooncalves Hagrid tended in his Care of Magical Creatures classes, with their smooth gray hides and wide, luminous eyes. The crested mooncalf bore a feathered crest along its spine, shimmering like starlight when the full moon hung heavy in the sky. These gentle beasts moved in herds, their hooves leaving intricate patterns in the soil, circles and spirals that wizards believed were maps to hidden magic, though none ever deciphered their meaning. Dinanol. The crested mooncalves were nocturnal, emerging only under the moon's glow, their crests flaring as they grazed on silver grass, a plant now extinct alongside them. Their presence was a comfort to the night, their soft bleats a melody that drifted through the hills, calming even the centaurs who guarded the forest's edges. Hogwarts students of old, peering from the astronomy tower with telescopes borrowed from Professor Sinistra, might have glimpsed their silvery forms, a sight that filled parchments with sketches and quiet wonder. The creature's magic was subtle, tied to the lunar cycles. Legends say their crests could heal wounds bathed in moonlight, a gift sought by early healers like Poppy Pumphrey's ancestors. Nsisata, but their reliance on the moon and the silvergrass proved their undoing. As wizarding settlements expanded, the hills were tamed, the silvergrass uprooted for farmland or scorched by stray spells during goblin rebellions. The crested mooncalves weakened, their crests fading, their herds thinning as the nights grew emptier. By the time Salazar Slytherin walked the castle's halls, they were a rarity, their patterns etched into the earth a fading memory. The last herd, recorded in a weathered journal from the Hogwarts library, vanished during a lunar eclipse, their silvery forms swallowed by the darkened sky. The hills stand quiet now, the moon's light softer without their glow, their absence a gentle hush that wraps around you, a whisper of night that eases you into sleep where silver shadows linger. The whispering kelpie echoes in the water, the black lake, its surface a mirror to the castle's silhouette, once held more than the giant squid and the merpeople's songs. It was home to the whispering kelpie, a creature of water and illusion whose presence rippled through the depths. Unlike the shapeshift kelpies Newt Scamander documented, with their horse-like forms luring the unwary, the whispering kelpie was smaller, its body a fluid shimmer of scales and fins, its eyes glowing like pearls in the dark. Its magic lay in its voice, a soft, melodic whisper that rose from the water, weaving tales of the lake's secrets to those who lingered by its shore. In the days when Hogwarts was young, students would sit by the lake's edge, their cloaks spread on the grass, listening to the whispering kelpie's songs. The voices were gentle, speaking of sunken treasures or forgotten spells, a sound so calming it lulled even the most anxious Ravenclaws into peace. Professor Flitwick's ancestors, skilled in charms, believed the kelpie's whispers held magic of their own, a resonance that could mend broken enchantments or soothe troubled minds. Fisherfolk from Hogsmeade would leave offerings, flowers or polished stones, hoping to hear the creature's guidance, their boats drifting silently under the stars. But the whispering kelpie's fate was tied to the lake's purity, its scales fading as the water grew murky with time. The rise of dark magic, spells cast by early Death Eaters, or careless potions dumped by Slytherin students, tainted the depths, poisoning the kelpie's home. Their whispers grew faint, their forms retreating deeper until the lake fell silent. The last recorded whisper, found in a scroll from Dumbledore's private collection, spoke of a storm that never came, its words fading as the creature slipped into oblivion. The Black Lake ripples now with a quieter grace, the giant squid's slow dance, a shadow of what once was, the kelpie's absence, a soft tide that washes over you, carrying you into dreams where water murmurs gently in the night. The fanged flutterby, a bloom unseen. The greenhouses of Hogwarts, their glass walls misted with the breath of growing things, once sheltered a creature as delicate as the plants they housed, the fanged flutterby. Smaller than the flutterby bushes Professor Sprout nurtured with their quivering blooms, the fanged flutterby was a winged insect, its wings a translucent shimmer of green and gold, its tiny fangs glinting like dewdrops. These creatures flitted among the flowers, their hum a soft vibration that coaxed rare plants like the venomous tentacula into bloom, their presence a quiet harmony in the greenhouse's warmth. Indeed, the fanged flutterby thrived in the days of Godric Gryffindor, their wings brushing against the petals of herbs used in early potions. Fluxweed, knotgrass, plants, now grown with care by Neville Longbottom's hands. Their fangs, though sharp, were gentle, sipping nectar in a dance that pollinated the wizarding world's most elusive flora. Herbologists of old, their notes preserved in the Hogwarts library, wrote of the flutterby's magic, a scent released from their wings that calmed the mind, a gift prized by healers brewing draughts of peace. Students would watch them from the greenhouse benches, their hum a lullaby that softened even the sternest Slytherin's gaze. But their extinction came with the rise of magical pests. Blibbering humdingers, though fictional to Luna Lovegood, hint at the real threats like the Chispurfle, which devoured magical plants. The flutterby's food dwindled, their wings faltering as the greenhouses grew quieter. By the time Rowena Ravenclaw penned her theories, they were gone, their last hum recorded in a faded ledger as a greenhouse window fogged with winter's breath. The plants bloom still, tended by Sprout's steady hands, but the air lacks their shimmer, their absence a gentle void that settles over you, a whisper of wings that fades into the stillness, guiding you into sleep where greenhouses glow softly in the dusk. The lore of loss. These creatures, the glimmerback pixie, the crested mooncalf, the whispering kelpie, the fanged flutterby, are but a handful of the many who vanished from the wizarding world Harry Potter knew. Their stories are pieced together from scraps of parchment in the Hogwarts library, from tales told by Hagrid's fireside, from the quiet musings of Dumbledore as he gazed over the lake. They lived in a time when magic flowed freer, when the balance between wizard and wild was softer, before the wars and walls that shaped the world of Diagon Alley and the Ministry. Their extinction came not with a roar, but with a sigh. Meadows plowed, hills tamed, waters muddied, plants lost to time. Wizards mourned them, their loss a quiet ache in the annals of magical history, a reminder of the fragility beneath the wonder. The Forbidden Forest stands thicker now, its shadows deeper without the crested mooncalf's silver glow. The Black Lake ripples, with a stillness unbroken by the whispering kelpie's song. The castle endures, its stones a witness to their passing, its quiet a cradle for their memory. Imagine walking these grounds, the grass soft beneath your feet, the air carrying the faint echo of what once was. The wizarding world stretches wide and wild around you, its lost creatures a gentle chorus that fades into the night. Let their whispers wrap around you, a tender thread that weaves through the stillness, carrying you into dreams where magic hums softly in the dark. Shadows of the Vanished, the Horned Sky Serpent, Wings over the Highlands. Beyond the craggy peaks that tower over Hogsmeade, where the wind howls through the Scottish Highlands, there once soared the Horned Sky Serpent, a creature of majesty and mist whose wings cast fleeting shadows across the moors. Larger than the Hungarian horntail that Hagrid once cradled as an egg, this serpent bore a pair of shimmering, feathered wings, their hues shifting from silver to deep indigo as the light danced upon them. Twin horns curved gracefully from its brow, glinting like polished onyx, and its eyes glowed with a soft, amber warmth that pierced the fog. The horned sky serpent moved with a quiet grace, its coils weaving through the air, its wings whispering a melody that blended with the highland winds. In the days before Hogwarts rose from the earth, these serpents nested atop the highest cliffs, their lairs woven from cloud-like moss and enchanted twigs that shimmered under the moon. Wizards of old, peering from the turrets of early magical settlements, spoke of their flights, great arcs that painted the sky with trails of mist, a sight that calmed even the restless spirits of the forbidden forest. The serpents were guardians of the air, their horns said to channel magic that cleansed the winds of dark enchantments, a gift that kept the highlands pure in an age when dark wizards roamed unchecked. Tales from the Hogwarts library, scribbled by Godric Gryffindor's quill, described their gentle roars, a sound so deep and resonant it lulled villages into peace beneath the stars. Their extinction crept in with the rise of dragon hunting, a practice that swelled as wizards sought scales and horns for potions and wands. The horned sky serpent, though fiercer than the common Welsh green, was no match for the greed that drove wizards and goblins alike to scale the cliffs. Their nests were plundered, their eggs shattered, their wings clipped by spells meant for lesser beasts. By the time Salazar Slytherin honed his parcel tongue, their numbers had faded, their flights rare against a sky growing heavy with smoke. The last sighting, etched in a faded scroll from Dumbledore's collection, tells of a lone serpent circling above the Quidditch pitch's earliest form, its wings dimming as dawn broke over the highlands. The cliffs stand silent now, the wind a softer sigh without their song, their absence a gentle void that wraps around you, carrying you into dreams where silver wings glide through the mist. The Ashenvale moth, a shimmer in the dark. Deep within the forbidden forest, where the trees twist into a canopy of shadow and starlight, there once fluttered the Ashen Veil moth, a creature so ethereal it seemed spun from the night itself. Smaller than the bowtruckles that skittered among the branches, this moth bore wings of ashen gray, their edges shimmering with a faint silvery veil that caught the moon's glow. Its body was delicate, almost translucent, and its antennae quivered like threads of silk, sensing magic in the air. The Ashen Veil moth moved in quiet swarms, their flight a soft hum that blended with the rustle of leaves, a presence so gentle it soothed even the centaurs who roamed the forest's heart. These moths thrived in the time of Rowena Ravenclaw, their wings brushing against the bark of ancient trees like the Whomping Willow's ancestors. They fed on the sap of moonlit yews, a now extinct tree whose wood once fueled the strongest wands, their quiet sipping a dance that kept the forest alive with magic. Hogwarts students of old, sneaking into the forest under cloak and starlight, might have glimpsed their shimmer, their glow a guide through the dark. The moth's magic was subtle. Legends in the restricted section speak of their veils weaving illusions, cloaking wanderers from danger or lulling predators into sleep with a dust that fell from their wings. Firenze's kin, the centaurs, revered them, their tales calling the moths star weavers for the patterns they left in the night. But the Ashen Veil. Moth faded as the forest chanced. The moonlit yews were felled by early wand makers, their wood prized beyond measure, and the moth's food vanished, their wings growing frail. Dark creatures, acromantulas bred by wizards like Aragog's forebears, crept into the forest, their webs snaring the delicate swarms. By the time Hagrid roamed the trees with his lantern, the moths were a memory, their last shimmer recorded in a Ravenclaw student's journal as a single moth fluttered against a tree, its veil fading into the dark. The forbidden forest stands thicker now, its shadows deeper without their glow, their absence a soft hush that settles over you, a whisper of wings that guides you into sleep, where silvery veils dance in the night. The crystal-clawed niffler treasures beneath the earth, In the burrows beneath the rolling hills near Hufflepuff's ancestral lands, where the soil glimmers with hidden magic, there once tunneled the crystal-clawed Niffler, a creature of quiet greed and subterranean wonder. Smaller than the Nifflers Hagrid introduced to his students, with their black fur and sniffing snouts, this variant bore claws of translucent crystal, their edges sparkling like diamonds in the dark. Its fur shimmered faintly, a soft silver that caught the light of buried treasures, and its eyes gleamed with a knowing glint, as if it understood the value of what it sought. The crystal-clawed Niffler moved with a gentle rustle, its tunnels winding through the earth, its presence a soft tremor beneath the fields. These Nifflers thrived in the days of Helga Hufflepuff, their burrows a network beneath the meadows, where Hogwarts would one day stand. They hoarded not just gold, but magical gems, moonstones, star sapphires, relics now prized by Gringotts goblins, their claws carving paths to treasures lost to time. Wizards of old, digging for potion ingredients, would find their stashes, their journals noting the Niffler's gentle chirps, a sound so calming it eased the toil of harvest. The creature's magic lay in their claws. Records in the Ministry's archives suggest they could purify cursed objects, their crystal tips drawing out dark enchantments with a soft glow. Hufflepuff herself, it said, kept one as a companion, its silver fur brushing her robes as she tended her gardens. Their end came with the rise of mining, wizards and goblins tunneling deeper, their picks shattering the Nifflers' burrows. The gems they sought grew scarce, the earth scarred by greed, and the crystal-clawed Nifflers weakened, their claws dulling as their homes crumbled. By the time the Hogwarts Express carved its path through the hills, they were gone, their last tunnel collapsing under a shepherd's field, its shimmer buried in a Hufflepuff ledger. The hills lie quiet now, the soil still without their rustle, their absence a tender sigh that wraps around you, carrying you into dreams where crystal glints softly in the dark. The Mistmar, Phantoms of the Moors. Across the misty moors that stretch beyond the Hogwarts Express's winding route, where the fog rolls thick and gray, there once galloped the Mistmare, a creature of dream and shadow whose hooves barely touched the earth. Taller than the thestrals that pulled the carriages to the castle, its form was fluid, a blend of horse and mist, its coat a swirling gray that shimmered with faint rainbows. Its mane flowed like smoke, its eyes deep pools of silver, and it moved with a silent grace, its presence a whisper in the fog. The Mistmare roamed in small herds, their silhouettes flickering through the mist, a sight so gentle it calmed even the ghosts that drifted from Hogwarts walls. These creatures thrived in the age of the Founders, their hooves tracing paths through the moors where wizards gathered mugglewort and dreamshade for potions. They fed on the mist itself, their magic drawing life from the damp air, their breath said to weave dreams for those who slept nearby, visions of peace, of flight, of a world untouched by strife. Hogwarts students, camping near the moors in early expeditions, wrote of their soft whinnies, a sound that lulled them into rest beneath the stars. The Mistmare's gift was its calm. Old scrolls from the Gryffindor Tower suggest their presence could soothe dark magic, their misty forms absorbing curses like water into earth. But the moors shrank as wizarding borders tightened, the statute of secrecy driving muggles inward, their fires and roads choking the mist. The Mistmares faded, their forms thinning as the air grew dry, their herds vanishing into the fog they once called home. The last Mistmar, glimpsed by a Slytherin prefect in a faded log, stood alone on a hill, its mane dissolving as the sun burned through the mist. The moors stand emptier now, the fog a quieter shroud without their dance, their absence a soft tide that washes over you, guiding you into sleep where misty hooves drift through the gray. The echoes of absence. The horned sky serpent, the Ashenvale moth, the crystal-clawed Niffler, the Mistmare. These are shadows of a wizarding world Harry Potter never knew, their legacies woven into the lands around Hogwarts. Their stories linger in the castle's quiet corners, in the wind that sweeps the astronomy tower, in the rustle of the forbidden forest, in the soil beneath the greenhouses. They were part of a time when magic flowed wilder, when the balance between beast and wizard was softer, before the wars and walls that shaped the days of Diagon Alley and Dumbledore's army. Their loss was a slow unraveling, cliffs plundered, forests tamed, burrows broken, mists burned away. Wizards mourned them in silence, their extinction a gentle ache in the pages of Asterisk Magical Menagerie Asterisk, and the tales Hagrid never told. The highlands rise stark without the serpent's flight, the moors dreamless without the mistmare's breath. The castle endures, its stone a cradle for their memory, its quiet a testament to a world that once shimmered with their presence. Imagine wandering these lands, the mist cool against your skin, the earth soft beneath your steps. The wizarding world stretches around you, its vanished creatures a tender chorus that fades into the night. Let their echoes wrap around you, a gentle thread that weaves through the stillness, carrying you into dreams where magic hums softly in the shadows. Echoes in the silence, the ember-tailed sparrow, flames of the dawn. High above the turrets of Hogwarts, where the first light of dawn spills golden across the castle's stones, there once flitted the ember-tailed sparrow, a creature of fire and fleeting grace. Smaller than the owls that roost in the owlery, its feathers shimmered a soft gray, tipped with a tail that glowed like embers, trailing sparks as it darted through the sky. Its chirps were a gentle crackle, a sound that blended with the rustle of morning breezes, its presence a flicker of warmth against the cool air. The ember-tailed sparrow danced in flocks, their tails painting the dawn with fleeting flames, a sight that greeted early risers like Professor McGonagall's ancestors as they gazed from the Gryffindor Tower. These sparrows thrived in the days when the founders walked the earth, nesting in the eaves of Hogwarts' earliest towers, their embers warming the stone against winter's bite. They fed on dawnberries, a now extinct shrub that bloomed only at sunrise near the castle's edges, their tiny beaks sipping nectar that fueled their fiery tails. Wizards of old, scribbling in the margins of Asterisk Hogwarts, a history asterisk, wrote of their magic, a gentle heat that could mend cracked cauldrons or soothe frostbitten hands, a gift sought by potion makers brewing pepper-up potions. The sparrow's dawn chorus was a comfort, their crackling song lulling students back to sleep after restless nights spent studying by candlelight. Their extinction crept in with the spread of magical defenses. Wards and charms cast to shield Hogwarts from dark forces, their heat snuffing the dawnberry's fragile blooms. The sparrows weakened, their tails dimming as their food vanished, their flock scattering across a sky growing colder. By the time Dumbledore was a boy, they were a memory, their last ember fading above the Quidditch pitch, recorded in a weathered log by a Hufflepuff prefect watching the sunrise. The towers rise quiet now, the dawn a softer glow without their sparks, their absence a tender hush that settles over you, carrying you into dreams where embers flicker gently in the morning light. The frostweb spider, threads of winter. In the shadowed hollows of the forbidden forest, where frost clings to the branches like a delicate shroud, there once spun the frostweb spider, a creature of ice and intricate beauty. Larger than the acromantulas that Hagrid nurtured, its body shimmered a pale blue, its 8 legs tipped with crystalline claws that gleamed in the winter sun. Its webs were a marvel, woven from threads of frost that sparkled like diamonds, stretching between trees in patterns too fine for human hands to match. The frostweb spider moved with a silent grace, its presence a whisper in the cold, its webs a soft glow that lit the forest's darkest corners. These spiders thrived in the age of Rowena Ravenclaw, their hollows a refuge near the castle's northern edge, where the air grew crisp and still. They fed on frostflies, tiny insects now lost to time, their claws snaring prey with a gentle snap that echoed through the trees. Hogwarts students of old, peering from the Ravenclaw Tower with borrowed telescopes, sketched their webs, their beauty a quiet wonder that softened even the sternest Slytherin's gaze. The spider's magic lay in their silk. Legends in the restricted section claim it could preserve potions or heal wounds kissed by cold, a gift prized by Madame Pumphrey's forebears. The centaurs called them ice weavers, their tales honoring the webs that caught the moonlight. But the frost-webbed spider faded as the forest warmed, summers lengthening, winters softening, the frost flies dwindling under the shift. Dark creatures crept in, their webs torn by acromantula claws or burned by stray hexes from dueling wizards. By the time Hermione Granger studied magical creatures, they were gone, their last web crumbling in a hollow near Hagrid's hut, its frost melting into the earth, noted in a faded Slytherin journal. The forest stands quieter now, the frost a fainter gleam without their threads, their absence a soft tide that washes over you, guiding you into sleep where crystalline webs shimmer in the cold. The velvet-winged Kneazle, guardians of the glades. In the glades that once stretched beyond the Hogwarts gates, where the grass swayed soft and green, there once prowled the velvet-winged Kneazle, a creature of stealth and tender vigilance. Larger than the Kneazles that curled by Hermione's side, its fur was a deep, velvety black, its wings a shimmer of midnight blue that folded neatly against its back. Its eyes glowed a gentle gold, piercing the dusk, and its purr was a low hum that blended with the wind. The velvet-winged Kneazle moved with a quiet elegance, its wings lifting it in short, graceful hops, its presence a shadow that guarded the wild places near the castle. These Kneazles thrived in the time of Helga Hufflepuff, their glades a haven where the Black Lake's waters met the earth. They hunted dusk mice, small rodents now extinct, their wings aiding in silent pursuits through the undergrowth. Wizards of old, tending fields near Hogsmeade, spoke of their loyalty. Notes in the Hogwarts library described them as protectors, their golden eyes spotting danger before it struck, their purrs calming children lost in the dusk. Their magic was subtle. Tales say their wings could cloak allies in shadow, a gift that shielded early Hufflepuffs from wandering trolls. Students would glimpse them from the castle windows, their velvet forms a comfort against the night. Their end came with the taming of the glades, fields plowed for potion herbs, their prey driven out by expanding settlements. The velvet-winged Kneazles grew scarce, their wings faltering as their homes shrank, their purrs fading into the wind. The last one, recorded in a Gryffindor student sketchbook, crouched by the lake's edge, its golden eyes dimming as twilight fell. The glades lie still now, the grass a quieter sway without their guard, their absence a gentle void that wraps around you, carrying you into dreams where velvet wings hum softly in the dusk. Matta. The luminous bog wraith, lights of the marshes. In the marshes that once sprawled beyond the Hogwarts Express's tracks, where the earth squelched soft and wet, there once drifted the luminous bog wraith, a creature of glow and ghostly grace. Smaller than the boggarts that lurked in Lupin's wardrobe, its form was a wisp of light, a shimmering orb that pulsed with shades of green and violet. Its edges blurred like mist, its glow a beacon in the dark, and it moved with a slow, floating dance, its presence a whisper in the damp air. The luminous bog wraith hovered in clusters, their lights weaving through the reeds, a sight so gentle it calmed even the merpeople who swam nearby. These bog wraiths thrived in the days of Salazar Slytherin, their marshes a realm where the air hung thick with magic. They fed on marsh motes, tiny motes of light now gone, their glow brightening with each sip. Wizards of old, gathering potion ingredients like gillyweed, wrote of their magic. Scrolls in the Slytherin common room suggest their light could guide through fog or banish despair. A gift sought by healers brewing calming drafts. Hogwarts students, peering from the train's windows, might have seen their orbs, their glow a comfort on misty journeys. The bog wraith's dance was a lullaby, their shimmer a thread that wove peace into the marshes. Mose. But the marshes dried as wizarding lands grew, drained for roads or tainted by dark potions, their marsh moats fading into the mud. The luminous bog wraiths dimmed, their orbs shrinking as their homes vanished, their clusters dissolving into the fog. The last glow, noted in a Hufflepuff healer's log, pulsed faintly near a marsh's edge, its light swallowed by the dawn. The marshes stand emptier now, the reeds a quieter rustle without their shimmer, their absence a soft sigh that settles over you, guiding you into sleep, where luminous orbs drift through the mist. The stillness of memory, the ember-tailed sparrow, the frost-webbed spider, the velvet-winged kneazle, the luminous bog wraith. These are echoes of a wizarding world that Harry Potter glimpsed only in shadows, their stories woven into the lands that cradle Hogwarts. Their legacies linger in the castle's quiet places, in the dawn that breaks over the towers, in the frost that clings to the forest, in the glades that whisper near the lake. They belong to a time when magic breathed wilder, when the earth and air held wonders now lost to the pages of Asterisk. Fantastic Beasts Asterisk and the tales Hagrid never knew. Their passing was a gentle fading, dawnberries uprooted, marshes drained, glades tamed, forests warmed by time. Wizards mourned them in silence, their loss a tender thread in the tapestry of Hogwarts history, a reminder of the delicate balance that once was. The castle endures, its stones a witness to their silence, its quiet a cradle for their memory. Imagine drifting through these lands, the frost cool beneath your feet, the dawn soft against your skin. The wizarding world stretches around you, its vanished creatures a soothing chorus that fades into the night, carrying you into dreams where magic glows gently in the stillness. Fading footprints, the star-backed tortoise, wanderers of the plains. Across the wide plains that once stretched beyond the Hogwarts Express's winding path, where the earth rolled soft and golden under the sun, there once roamed the star-backed tortoise, a creature of patience and celestial beauty. Larger than the tortoiseshell cats that prowled the castle corridors, its shell shimmered with a mosaic of star-like markings, glowing faintly in hues of silver and blue against a deep, earthy green. Its eyes were calm pools of amber, its steps a slow, deliberate tread that left faint trails in the grass. The star-backed tortoise moved with a quiet dignity, its presence a steady rhythm in the open fields, a sight that soothed even the restless spirits of the Hogwarts grounds. These tortoises thrived in the days before the castle's towers pierced the sky, their plains a haven where the air carried the scent of wild thyme and star-petal flowers, their primary food. Wizards of old, tending herds near Hogsmeade, spoke of their gentle hum, a low, resonant sound that vibrated through the earth, calming livestock and lulling travelers into peace. The tortoises' magic lay in their shells, notes in the Hogwarts library, penned by Helga Hufflepuff's steady hand, suggest the star patterns could guide lost souls, their glow a compass under moonless skies. Students, peering from the Gryffindor Tower, might have glimpsed their trails, their shells twinkling like fallen stars against the dusk. Their extinction came with the rise of wizarding settlements, plains carved into fields, their star petals uprooted for potion patches or trampled by expanding roads. The tortoises wandered less, their shells dimming as their food grew scarce, their trails fading into the earth. By the time Salazar Slytherin brewed his first potion, they were a rarity, their last herd recorded in a faded Hufflepuff log as a single tortoise crossed a plain, its stars flickering out under a clouded sky. The plains lie still now, the grass a softer sway without their tread, their absence a gentle hush that wraps around you, carrying you into dreams where starlight glimmers faintly in the fields. The whisper-wind owl, voices of the heights. High atop the cliffs that loom over the black lake, where the wind weaves through jagged stone, There once soared the whisper-wind owl, a creature of air and quiet song. Smaller than the eagle owls that delivered mail to Hogwarts, its feathers were a soft gray, streaked with white like wisps of cloud, its wings broad and silent as it glided through the night. Its eyes glowed a pale silver, piercing the dark, and its call was a gentle whisper that carried on the breeze, a sound so tender it eased even the ghosts drifting through the castle's halls. The whisper-wind owl flew alone, its presence a flicker in the heights, a guardian of the skies above Hogwarts. These owls thrived in the time of Rowena Ravenclaw, nesting in the crevices of cliffs near the castle's northern edge, their lairs lined with whispergrass, a plant now lost to time. They hunted dusk flits, tiny moths that danced in the twilight, their silent wings snaring prey with a grace that left no echo. Wizards of old, stargazing from the astronomy tower, wrote of their magic. Scrolls in the restricted section claim their whispers could carry messages across miles, a gift used by early Ravenclaws to send warnings or dreams. Students lying awake in the dormitories might have heard their calls, their soft voices blending with the wind to lull them into rest. Their end came with the taming of the cliffs, rock quarried for Hogwarts expansions, their whispergrass uprooted by storms or burned by stray spells. The owls faltered, their wings weakening as their prey dwindled, their calls fading into the night. The last whisper-wind owl, glimpsed by a Slytherin prefect in a weathered journal, perched on a cliff's edge, its silver eyes dimming as the wind carried its final whisper away. The cliffs stand silent now, the breeze a quieter sigh without their song, their absence a soft tide that washes over you, guiding you into sleep where gentle whispers drift through the heights. The Gilded Marsh. Toad, jewels of the wetlands. In the wetlands that once bordered the forbidden forest, where the water shimmered with reflections of the sky, there once croaked the gilded marsh toad, a creature of gleam, a gentle rhythm. Smaller than the toads Neville Longbottom tended in herbology, its skin glowed a soft gold, flecked with emerald spots that sparkled like jewels in the damp. Its eyes were deep pools of hazel, its croak a low, soothing hum that rippled through the reeds. The gilded marsh toad hopped in quiet clusters, their presence a golden thread in the wetlands, a sound that calmed even the merpeople who swam nearby. These toads thrived in the days of Godric Gryffindor, their wetlands a realm where the air hung thick with mist and magic. They fed on glimmerbugs, tiny insects now extinct, their tongues snaring prey with a soft snap that echoed through the water. Wizards of old, gathering gillyweed near the Black Lake, spoke of their magic. Notes in the Hogwarts library suggest their golden skin could purify water, their croaks warding off dark enchantments from the wetlands' depths. Students rowing across the lake might have seen their glow, their hum a lullaby that softened the castle's looming shadow. Their extinction crept in with the draining of the wetlands. Marshes turned to fields, their glimmerbugs fading as the water receded. The toads grew scarce, their gold dulling as their homes shrank, their croaks silencing into the mud. The last gilded marsh toad, recorded in a Gryffindor student's sketch, sat by a shrinking pool, its emerald spots fading as dusk fell. The wetlands lie emptier now, the reeds a quieter rustle without their gleam, their absence a tender void that wraps around you, carrying you into dreams where golden light hums softly in the damp. The twilight puffapod, blossoms of the dusk. Among the undergrowth near Hagrid's hut, where the earth cradles the roots of ancient trees, there once bloomed the twilight puffapod, a creature of plant and quiet wonder. Smaller than the puffapod's Professor Sprout grew in the greenhouses, its body was a soft, pod-like sphere, its surface a shimmer of violet and silver that pulsed faintly in the dusk. Tiny tendrils sprouted from its base, allowing it to shuffle through the soil, and its spores drifted like stars when it sighed. The twilight puffapod moved in gentle clusters, their presence a whisper in the undergrowth, a bloom that soothed even the bowtruckles that guarded the trees. These puffapods thrived in the age of Salazar Slytherin, their patches a haven near the castle's southern edge, where the air grew cool and still. They fed on duskglow moss, a now extinct plant that thrived in twilight, their tendrils sipping nutrients with a soft rustle. Wizards of old, harvesting herbs for potions, wrote of their magic. Scrolls in the Slytherin common room claimed their spores could ease pain or mend broken charms, a gift prized by healers brewing sleeping draughts. Students sneaking through the grounds might have seen their shimmer, their sighs a lullaby that softened the night's edge. Their end came with the clearing of the undergrowth. Trees felled for wands, their dusk-glow moss uprooted by expanding paths. The puffapods faded, their pods shrinking as their food vanished, their spores drifting into oblivion. The last twilight puffapod, noted in a Hufflepuff gardener's log, pulsed faintly near a stump, its silver dimming as the stars rose. The undergrowth stands quieter now, the soil a softer bed without their bloom, their absence a gentle sigh that settles over you, guiding you into sleep where violet spores drift through the dusk. The traces of time, the star-backed tortoise, the whisper-wind owl, the gilded marsh toad, the twilight puffapod, these are footprints of a wizarding world that Harry Potter glimpsed only in echoes, their stories woven into the lands that cradle Hogwarts. Their legacies linger in the castle's quiet corners, in the plains that stretch beyond the tracks, in the cliffs that tower over the lake, in the wetlands that whisper near the forest. They belonged to a time when magic flowed gentler, when the earth held wonders now lost to the pages of Asterisk, Magical Menagerie Asterisk, and the tales Hagrid never shared. Their passing was a slow unraveling. Plains tamed, cliffs quarried, wetlands drained, undergrowth cleared by time. Wizards mourned them in silence, their loss a tender thread in the tapestry of Hogwarts' past, a reminder of the fragile beauty that once was. The castle endures, its stones a witness to their fading, its quiet a cradle for their memory. Imagine drifting through these lands, the grass cool beneath your feet, the dusk soft against your skin. The wizarding world stretches around you, its vanished creatures a soothing chorus that fades into the night, carrying you into dreams where magic glows faintly in the stillness. Whispers of the deep, the sapphire-scaled merling, songs beneath the waves. In the depths of the Black Lake, where the water shimmers with secrets and the shadows stretch long and cool, there once swam the sapphire-scaled merling, a creature of grace and liquid melody. Smaller than the mer-people who now guard the lake's villages, its body was a sleek shimmer of sapphire scales, glinting like jewels in the filtered light. Its fins flowed like silk, its eyes glowed a gentle teal, and its voice was a soft hum that rippled through the water. A sound so tender it could calm even the giant squid that roams the depths. The sapphire-scaled merling darted in schools, their presence a quiet symphony beneath the waves, a dance that soothed the lake's restless currents. These merlings thrived in the days when Hogwarts was but a dream in the founders' minds, their schools weaving through the lake's hidden grottos, where the water ran pure and deep. They fed on glintweed, a shimmering plant now lost to time, their delicate jaws nibbling strands that fueled their glowing scales. Wizards of old, rowing across the lake in wooden boats, spoke of their magic. Notes in the Hogwarts library, scribbled by Godric Gryffindor's steady hand, suggest their songs could heal wounds kissed by water or guide swimmers through the dark. Students gazing from the shore might have heard their hum, a lullaby that softened the castle's looming shadow against the night. Their extinction crept in with the tainting of the lake, potions spilled by careless Slytherins, dark spells cast by early Death Eaters, their glintweed withering in the murk. The merlings faded, their scales dulling as their food vanished, their schools shrinking into the depths. The last sapphire-scaled merling, recorded in a faded Ravenclaw log, swam alone near a sunken stone, its teal eyes dimming as the water grew still. The black lake ripples quieter now, its depths a softer hush without their song, their absence a gentle tide that washes over you, carrying you into dreams where sapphire scales shimmer faintly in the deep. The dusk-feather phoenix, ashes of the twilight. High above the forbidden forest, where the sky blushes violet at dusk, there once soared the dusk-feather phoenix, a creature of rebirth and quiet flame. Smaller than Fox, Dumbledore's radiant companion, its feathers were a soft blend of gray and lavender, tipped with a glow that flickered like twilight embers. Its eyes shone a warm gold, its cry a gentle trill that drifted through the air, a sound so soothing it eased even the centaurs who watched the stars. The dusk-feather phoenix glided alone, its presence a flicker in the fading light, a whisper of renewal against the forest's shadows. These phoenixes thrived in the age of Rowena Ravenclaw, nesting in the tallest trees near the forest's edge, their layers woven from dusk-bloom vines, a plant now extinct. They fed on twilight berries, their beaks sipping nectar that fueled their gentle flames, their ashes scattering to birth them anew under the evening sky. Wizards of old, stargazing from the astronomy tower, wrote of their magic. Scrolls in the restricted section claim their tears could mend broken spirits, their feathers warming the coldest nights, a gift sought by healers brewing draughts of peace. Students lying awake in the dormitories might have heard their trill, a melody that lulled them into rest as dusk settled over the castle. Their end came with the loss of the dusk-bloom vines, trees felled for wands, their berries trampled by expanding paths or devoured by invading pests. The phoenixes weakened, their feathers dimming as their cycles slowed, their ashes failing to spark anew. The last dusk-feather phoenix, glimpsed by a Hufflepuff student, in a weathered journal perched on a branch, its lavender glow fading as twilight deepened. The forest stands taller now, the dusk a quieter veil without their flame, their absence a soft sigh that settles over you, guiding you into sleep, where twilight embers drift through the sky. The Shadowfin. Grindylow, guardians of the shallows. In the shallows of the rivers that feed the Black Lake, where the water runs clear and cool, there once lurked the Shadowfin Grindylow, a creature of stealth and gentle watch. Smaller than the Grindylows that tangled Harry Potter in the Triwizard Tournament, its body was a sleek shadow of gray, its fins edged with a shimmer of black that blended with the currents. Its eyes glowed a faint silver, its claws delicate but firm, and its chirp was a soft ripple that danced across the water, a sound so calming it soothed even the fish that darted nearby. The Shadowfin. Grindylow swam in quiet pairs, their presence a whisper in the shallows, a guard against the river's hidden dangers. These Grindylows thrived in the days of Salazar Slytherin, their rivers a realm where the water flowed free and wild. They fed on river pearls, tiny mollusks now gone, their claws prying shells with a gentle snap that echoed through the streams. Wizards of old, fishing near Hogsmeade, spoke of their magic. Notes in the Slytherin common room suggest their fins could purify streams, their chirps warding off dark creatures from the shallows. Students wading in the rivers might have felt their brush, a tender nudge that guided them safely to shore. Their extinction came with the damming of the rivers, waterways tamed for mills or muddied by wizarding runoff, their river pearls buried in silt. The Grindylows dwindled, their fins fading as their food vanished, their pairs dissolving into the currents. The last Shadowfin Grindylow, recorded in a Gryffindor fisherman's log, clung to a rock, its silver eyes dimming as the river slowed. The shallows lie still now, the water a softer murmur without their watch, their absence a tender void that wraps around you, carrying you into dreams where shadow fins ripple faintly in the stream. Batay the mist-cloak badger, keepers of the burrows. Beneath the hills near Hufflepuff's ancestral fields, where the earth cradles quiet burrows, there once tunneled the mist-cloak badger, a creature of shadow and gentle strength. Larger than the badgers that inspired the Hufflepuff crest, its fur was a deep brown, cloaked in a shimmering mist that swirled like fog around its form. Its eyes glowed a warm hazel, its claws broad and steady, and its grunt was a low, soothing hum that vibrated through the soil. The mist-cloak badger moved with a quiet purpose, its presence a steady pulse in the hills, a keeper of the earth's hidden places. These badgers thrived in the time of Helga Hufflepuff, their burrows a network beneath the meadows where Hogwarts would rise. They fed on Meestroot, a plant now extinct, their claws digging tubers that fueled their misty cloaks. Wizards of old, tending crops near the castle, wrote of their magic. Scrolls in the Hufflepuff common room claim their mist could shield burrows from predators or calm restless soils, a gift that aided early farmers. Students exploring the grounds might have seen their haze, a tender shroud that softened the hills against the dusk. Their end came with the plowing of the hills. Fields expanded for potion herbs, their mistroot uprooted by tilling wands or trampled by livestock. The badgers weakened, their cloaks thinning as their food faded, their burrows collapsing into the earth. The last mist-cloak badger, noted in a Ravenclaw gardener's journal, emerged from a crumbling tunnel, its hazel eyes dimming as the mist dissolved. The hills stand quiet now, the soil a softer bed without their hum, their absence a gentle tide that washes over you, guiding you into sleep where misty cloaks drift through the earth. The depths of absence, the sapphire-scaled merling, the dusk-feather phoenix, the shadowfin grindylow, the mist-cloak badger, these are whispers of a wizarding world Harry Potter never touched, their stories woven into the waters and skies around Hogwarts. Their legacies linger in the castle's quiet realms, in the lake that mirrors the stars, in the forest that cradles the dusk, in the rivers that flow to the shallows. They belonged to a time when magic hummed deeper, when the wild places held wonders now lost to the tales of asterisk fantastic beasts, asterisk and the fireside stories Hagrid never told. Their passing was a slow fading, lakes tainted, vines felled, rivers dammed, hills tamed by time. Wizards mourned them in silence, their loss a tender thread in the fabric of Hogwarts history, a reminder of the delicate balance that once thrived. The castle endures, its stones a witness to their absence, its quiet a cradle for their memory. Imagine drifting through these realms, the water cool against your skin, the dusk soft above your head. The wizarding world stretches around you, its vanished creatures a soothing chorus that fades into the night, carrying you into dreams where magic glows gently in the deep. The last echoes, the Moonshadow Stag, lords of the Glimmering Woods. In the glimmering woods that once fringed the forbidden forest, where moonlight spills silver through the leaves, there once roamed the Moonshadow Stag, a creature of elegance and ethereal light. Taller than the stags Hagrid might have glimpsed in his wanderings, its antlers branched like a crown of frost, shimmering with a soft lunar glow that lit the undergrowth. Its coat was a deep gray, fading to white at the edges, its eyes a gentle silver that mirrored the night sky. The Moonshadow Stag moved with a quiet majesty, its hooves leaving no trace, its presence a tender hum that blended with the forest's whispers, a sight that calmed even the centaurs who guarded its depths. These stags thrived in the days when Hogwarts was young, their woods a sanctuary where the air carried the scent of moon blossom, a flower now lost to time. They grazed on its petals, their antlers glowing brighter with each bite, their silver light a beacon through the trees. Wizards of old, venturing into the forest with lanterns dim, spoke of their magic. Notes in the Hogwarts library, penned by Rowena Ravenclaw's steady quill, suggest their glow could banish shadows or guide lost souls, a gift sought by early Gryffindors exploring the wild. Students, peering from the castle windows, might have seen their antlers, a shimmer that softened the night's edge into peace. Iban de war ar be monwal, their extinction crept in with the thinning of the woods. Trees felled for wands or scorched by dark spells, their moon blossom fading under encroaching shadows. The stags weakened, their antlers dimming as their food vanished, their herds scattering into the dark. The last moonshadow stag, recorded in a faded Hufflepuff journal, stood alone in a clearing, its silver eyes fading as the moon dipped below the horizon. The woods stand thicker now, the moonlight a quieter gleam without their grace, their absence a soft sigh that wraps around you, carrying you into dreams where lunar crowns glow gently in the night. The gloom petal pixie, dancers of the hollows. In the hollows near the Hogwarts greenhouses, where the earth dips soft and cool, there once fluttered the gloom petal pixie, a creature of dusk and delicate charm. Smaller than the glimmerback pixies that once lit meadows, its wings were a shimmer of dark violet, shaped like petals that caught the fading light. Its body glowed a faint indigo, its laughter a soft chime that danced through the air, a sound so gentle it could soothe even the mandrakes that wailed in Professor Sprout's care. The gloom petal pixie flitted in quiet swarms, their presence a whisper in the hollows, a bloom that softened the dusk into stillness. These pixies thrived in the time of Helga Hufflepuff, their hollows a refuge where the soil cradled gloom vines, a plant now extinct. They sipped its nectar, their wings shimmering brighter with each taste, their indigo glow a comfort in the twilight. Wizards of old, tending herbs near the castle, wrote of their magic. Scrolls in the Hufflepuff common room claim their laughter could mend broken plants or calm restless spirits, a gift prized by herbologists brewing calming drafts. Students wandering the grounds might have heard their chimes, a lullaby that eased the day into night. So art, their end came with the clearing of the hollows, vines uprooted for potion patches, their homes trampled by expanding paths or devoured by pests. The pixies faded, their wings dulling as their nectar vanished, their swarms dissolving into the dusk. The last gloom petal pixie, noted in a Ravenclaw student's sketch, hovered over a wilted vine, its indigo glow fading as the stars rose. The hollows lie quieter now, the dusk a softer veil without their dance, their absence a tender void that settles over you, guiding you into sleep where violet petals shimmer faintly in the twilight. The Frostmane Thestral, Phantoms of the Frost. Across the frost-kissed slopes that rise beyond the Hogwarts gates, where the air grows crisp and still, there once glided the Frostmane Thestral, a creature of shadow and icy grace. Larger than the Thestrals that pulled the carriages, its skeletal form was cloaked in a mane of frost, shimmering white against its dark, leathery skin. Its eyes glowed a pale blue, its wings broad and silent, and its breath was a soft mist that drifted through the cold, a presence so gentle it calmed even the ghosts that lingered near the castle. The Frostmane Thestral soared in quiet flocks, their flight a whisper in the winter sky, a sight that soothed the wild places around Hogwarts. These Thestrals thrived in the age of Salazar Slytherin, their slopes a realm where the snow cradled Frostfern, a plant now lost to time. They grazed on its fronds, their manes glowing brighter with each bite, their icy breath a shield against the chill. Wizards of old, trekking through the snow, spoke of their magic. Notes in the Slytherin common room suggest their frost could preserve life or mend broken bones, a gift sought by healers like Madame Pumphrey's kin. Students glimpsing them from the castle might have felt their calm, a tender chill that softened the winter's bite. Their extinction came with the warming of the slopes, summer stretching longer, their frostfern melting into the earth or trampled by wandering trolls. The Thestrals weakened, their manes thinning as their food faded, their flocks scattering into the sky. The last Frostmane Thestral, recorded in a Gryffindor log, stood on a snowy ridge, its blue eyes dimming as the frost dissolved. The slopes stand emptier now, the winter a quieter hush without their flight, their absence a soft tide that washes over you, carrying you into dreams where icy manes drift through the cold. the pearl-fanged serpent, jewels of the caves. Deep within the caves, beneath the cliffs of the Black Lake, where the stone drips with quiet echoes, there once slithered the pearl-fanged serpent, a creature of gleam and subterranean wonder. Smaller than the basilisk that once haunted the Chamber of Secrets, its scales shimmered a soft pearl, its fangs glinting like opals in the dark. Its eyes were deep pools of violet, its hiss a gentle murmur that resonated through the caverns, a sound so tender it could soothe even the trolls that roamed nearby. The pearl-fanged serpent coiled in quiet solitude, its presence a shimmer in the depths, a guardian of the earth's hidden treasures. These serpents thrived in the days of Godric Gryffindor, their caves a labyrinth where the air hung thick with damp and magic. They fed on cave pearls, luminescent mollusks now extinct, their fangs cracking shells with a soft snap that echoed through the stone. Wizards of old, mining for potion gems, wrote of their magic. Scrolls in the Gryffindor Tower claimed their scales could purify cursed metals or mend cracked wands, a gift prized by early craftsmen. Students exploring the cliffs might have heard their hiss, a lullaby that softened the cave's stark silence. Their end came with the quarrying of the caves, stone carved for Hogwarts walls, their cave pearls crushed under picks or washed away by floods. The serpents dwindled, their scales dulling as their food vanished, their coils retreating deeper until the caves fell still. The last pearl-fanged serpent, noted in a Slytherin miner's journal, rested in a shadowed nook, its violet eyes fading as the echoes died. The caves stand quieter now, the stone a softer gleam without their shimmer, their absence a gentle void that wraps around you, guiding you into sleep where pearl fangs glint faintly in the dark. The Veil of Silence. The wizarding world around Hogwarts once pulsed with a richer magic, its fields and forests, lakes and skies, alive with creatures whose names now linger only in the dust of ancient scrolls. The Moonshadow Stag, the Gloom-Petal Pixie, the Frostmane Thestral, the Pearl-Fanged Serpent. They joined the Glimmerback Pixies, the Crested Mooncalves, the Horned Sky Serpents, and all the others who faded from the lands Harry Potter knew. Their stories are woven into the very earth, the plains that stretch beyond the castle, the woods that cradle its shadows, the waters that mirror its towers. They were threads in a tapestry of wonder, their presence a harmony that softened the wild places of old. Their extinction was a quiet unraveling. Meadows plowed, forests tamed, waters muddied, caves quarried by time and wizarding hands. The Glimmerback's amber glow dimmed under Muggle fires, the whispering Kelpie's song faded in a tainted lake, the star-backed tortoise's trails vanished beneath plowed fields. Each loss was a sigh, a gentle shift in the balance that once held the wizarding world in tender embrace. The forbidden forest grew thicker without the ashen veil moth's shimmer, the Black Lake deeper without the sapphire-scaled merling's hum, the cliffs emptier without the whisper-wind owl's call. The castle stands as a witness, its stones etched with their memory, its quiet, a cradle for their passing. Imagine drifting through these lands now, the grass cool beneath your feet, the dusk soft against your skin, the water a tender ripple in the distance. The air carries their echoes, the faint chime of a gloom-petal pixie, the distant trill of a dusk-feather phoenix, the soft murmur of a shadow-fin grindylow. These creatures lived before the wars that shaped Diagon Alley, before the Ministry's quills scratched their laws, before Dumbledore's wisdom or Hagrid's tales filled the halls. They were the heartbeat of a wilder magic, a rhythm that slowed and stilled as the world turned, leaving behind a silence that wraps around you like a blanket. A calm farewell. The wizarding world endures, its magic a steady hum that carries through the years, through Harry's battles, Hermione's books, Ron's laughter, but it is a world quieter for the creatures it has lost. The Moonshadow Stag no longer lights the woods, its antlers a memory in the moonlight. The frost-maned thestral's icy breath no longer drifts across the slopes. The greenhouses bloom without the fanged flutterbys hum. The lake ripples without the whispering kelpie's song. The plains stretch wide without the star-backed tortoise's glow. Yet their absence is not a void of sorrow, but a gentle stillness, a tender pause that invites you to rest. Makwar, their stories linger in the castle's quiet corners, in the wind that sweeps the astronomy tower, in the frost that clings to the forest, in the dusk that settles over the hollows. They are whispers in the earth, soft traces in the water, faint shimmers in the sky, a legacy that lives in the Hogwarts that Harry called home. The glimmerback pixie's light, the crested mooncalf's patterns, the horned sky serpent's flight. They fade into the night, not with a cry, but with a sigh, a tender farewell that cradles the wizarding world in peace. Serst, close your eyes now and let the stillness of these lost creatures wash over you. The forbidden forest rustles softly in the distance, its shadows a cradle for their memory. The black lake laps gently against the shore, its depths a mirror to their silence. The castle stands tall, its towers piercing a sky where the dusk-feather phoenix once soared, its stones warm with the echoes of the ember-tailed sparrow's dawn. The wizarding world stretches wide around you, its vanished wonders a soothing chorus that fades into the dark, a chorus of moonlight and mist, of frost and flame, of scales and wings that once danced through the wild. Sleep comes now, a tender tide that carries you into a world where these creatures linger still, not in flesh, but in spirit, their magic a gentle hum that weaves through your dreams. The moon shadow stag's glow lights your path, the gloom petal pixie's chime softens your breath, the pearl-fanged serpent's murmur calms your heart. The wizarding world holds them close, its quiet, a blanket that wraps you in peace, its stillness a lullaby that carries you deeper into rest. Let their last echoes guide you, a whisper of a time when magic was wilder, a farewell as soft as the dusk settling over Hogwarts, a calm conclusion to a world that once shimmered with their light. Rest now in the gentle embrace of these lost wonders, their silence a gift that cradles you through the night. The castle hums faintly in the distance, the forest sighs, the lake ripples, and all is still, a beautiful, tranquil end to a tale of magic faded but never forgotten.